We're back to finish up our coverage of 2025 with part 2 of 2025, A Year in Review. On this episode, we got right into things with our technical awards for the year, from Best Original Score to Best Director, gave out our acting awards for our favorite performances, and finished with our top 5 films of the year, all on a new episode of Watch, Review, Repeat, which begins now. Welcome to Watch, Review, Repeat. This is the podcast where two best friends discuss the latest in film and television and then do it all over again the following episode. My name is Colton Brown, and joining me for part 2 of 2025, A Year in Review, is Andrew Meadows.
I'm here. We are here. Doing part 2.
That's right, doing part 2. Yeah. A few things to say before we, get into things, starting with our technical awards and many, many more things after that. First thing to say is go listen to part 1 if you haven't already. It's sort of essential, and I'll explain that in just a second, but we covered a lot. We talked about the most streamed stuff on television, film. We did our top 5 shows of 2025, and we had a collective number 1, just as a little sizzle in case you didn't listen to that episode and you're here for some reason. And then we kind of scratched the surface a little bit with our film awards. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And the inside baseball here is that Andrew and I are recording this intro bit separately from what will be the rest of the episode. Anyone that listened to part 1 may remember, if they can go back a couple hours towards the beginning of that episode, that I explained that we were trying to do things differently this year. We wanted to do everything in 1 episode instead of doing it in 2, either deliberately or accidentally, like we've done, probably, past 5 years, maybe at least, something like that. I don't know. No one needs to fact check that. It's not a big deal. And so we sort of succeeded, is what I will say. We recorded everything in one night. The problem is, in traditional fashion, everything ended up being north of 4 hours. That basically left us with, 3 choices. We could put out one big, long episode. It'll take a million years for me to edit. No one's probably going to listen to it because it's too fucking long. We could cut a bunch of stuff. Let's get it under 4 hours. But honestly, that would probably take even longer to edit. Or, God damn it, I guess we'll just do what we've always done, and we'll split it into 2 reasonable length episodes, at least for us. So we opted for the latter option, and here we are with part 2. And the real reason I think I very much recommend that people listen to part 1 is because there are going to be points in this episode where we're referring back to things that we discussed about, joked about, talked about in part 1. And I think, it's fair to consider part 1 and part 2 as one big thing, if that makes sense, because they were technically recorded together. So we talk too much. What else is new? Here we are with part 2. We are our own worst enemy, I guess, maybe is... I don't know if that's the best way of putting it, but let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Everything we said at the beginning of part 1 will apply here too. In terms of parameters for the many awards we're about to get into. For something to qualify, it had to come out in 2025. We may get some light spoilers for things. I think we'll try to, dance around it best we can, but beware. It is liable to happen. These are our opinions, of course, so don't at us. If you have differing opinions and you're big mad at us for the things that we're saying about things that you didn't like, or, we didn't like the things that you liked, whatever. But if you want to add us, watchreviewrepeat@gmail.com. You can certainly email us. We'd be happy to look at that and talk about it some other time. And then, recency bias is always a thing. We do a lot of homework leading up to these episodes. We talk about a lot of stuff that, we watched because we thought, oh, maybe this is a really good thing that could place somewhere in our top movies of the year. So things like that are liable to come up. So, yeah. I think everyone's waited long enough. So are you ready to dive right into the rest of our awards for 2025, Mr. Meadows?
Let's do it. Dive right in.
All right. We are going to get into our technical awards now, beginning with Best Original Score. And I'm going to let you start here, and then we'll just plan to alternate from there.
Oh, so I really struggled with this one.
Some good ones here.
Yeah.
What did you consider? Lay out your options.
All right. So I laid out Frankenstein, Sinners, and Hamnet.
Okay.
For my three. Hamnet and Frankenstein for me. They provide ambiance and like a soundscape and like a background for the movie. Frankenstein particularly is like more present than Hamnet, but I felt Hamnet. Does that make sense? Okay. Like when things were happening within Hamnet, the music pulled it out of me. Whereas Frankenstein kind of provided the landscape for everything that was like presently going on. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but Sinners though. So I ordered Sinners today.
Little vinyl record action.
Yeah, I ordered Sinners on vinyl today. The Sinners score is almost like you could almost make it a soundtrack. Like it's bold. It's not soundscapey. There's guitar solos and shit, banjo solos,
and center stage almost.
It's center stage, exactly. So, it kind of depends on like what you're going for. Like I feel like if you want to like blend in, Hamlet and Frankenstein is the competition here, and I think that Frankenstein ultimately wins it. Frankenstein provides a soundscape and like a place for the movie to like dwell, right?
Right, they are really accentuating, the other aspects of the movie. Like it complements it very, very well. Sinners is its own sort of beast, where like it is, like it's almost more prominent than
it's way
relative to those.
Prominent.
It's a lot more prominent. Like it's a focal point. It's intended to be like, obviously it's sometimes literally music that's being played in a scene.
Yeah,
and when it's not, it's connected to those types of scenes in some ways too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it really depends on like so
for what it's worth, I picked Sinners as well, Ludwig Göransson, just to.
So what I'll do is to differentiate from you, I will pick Frankenstein.
All right, that's fine. You will be the owner of both of those vinyl records then soon. It sounds like.
Yes,
that was my Christmas present.
Yeah, it was
Alexander Desplat's score.
And it's hard to like go against Desplat, but I mean both people really are incredibly talented.
They come up in this category every year. I think,
they do
literally.
And like I say, if you're gonna have the score be the texture to the movie. The texture to the blank space, the texture to the emptiness of a movie. I would say Frankenstein's a valid pick. I think it's a very strong pick. Yeah. It's just the Sinners. The Sinners is just so bold,
Oh man, yeah, it's just so fucking good. I mean, the thing is, like, music is like baked into the DNA of Sinners as a movie. And the score is what drives that. And like, there's a soundtrack component to it. There are songs, there are original songs that, like we're in the credits and stuff like that. We'll get to in the next category, which is original soundtrack. But the score is just so much of what drives Sinners. Like I rewatched, or like, it's kind of a funny slip of the tongue. I listened to the score, and I could visualize the movie through and through, good. And I listen to Frankenstein too, and it's like, this is beautiful. I can't visualize the movie in the same way.
It's a sounds like it's like a fog for the movie. It's like an outline for the movie. You can't really pick anything in particularly out, but I totally agree with you for sure.
Yeah, and like Sinners, like I was just like, oh man,
I know this scene.
This is so good, and I know this scene. Like this is this scene. You know, that's really something cool. So Sinners was my winner, Ludwig Göransson. The only one that you have not mentioned that I will shout out, Trent and Atticus, 9 Inch Nails. You did what you could. You brought us Tron Ares, the score. It's cool. I have it on vinyl. I do own it on vinyl, and I think it's the best part of that movie. And I think they did what they could. It wasn't enough. It also wasn't the best Trent and Atticus score that we've ever had either. So shout out to Tron Ares as a runner up, but that's all I can give it credit for at this point. So we're gonna move on to best original soundtrack, and I believe it's my turn.
Yeah, who do you got?
Look, I just said a lot of nice things about Sinners. I think it could have won here, but I also said a lot of nice things about K-pop Demon Hunters. So it's gonna win for me here. There's just too many bangers.
K-pop.
There's just too many bangers. All right. So maybe the more salient question to ask is, what's the number one banger on there? What do you think? What's it gonna be?
I think Golden gets a lot of praise, but for me, it's always Soda Pop. Soda Pop for me is when I locked into this movie.
I mean,
I'm not
going
to lie.
Yeah.
I mean, Golden emotionally has it's got a lot of resonance and stuff.
We're going up. Yeah, it's so good.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah, they're all good. That's the problem. There's so many, like what it sounds like. Oh, Free. Even Your Idol, man. Another Saja Boys tune. We Soda Pop's a fucking banger, but Your Idol. Be your idol. Yeah,
I locked into this movie with Soda Pop.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I locked in with how it's done. The fucking
which one is that one?
I think it's the one where they're like they drop in and they do the big fight and
like the very first song.
I think it's the very first song.
You were locked in from the beginning.
Pretty much. I was like, oh man, this is fucking badass as shit. I think it's the fit check for my napalm era. That I was just like, fuck, I'm locked in. I am locked the fuck in.
What band does that sound like?
I don't know.
Oh, it sounds like something. God damn it, I can't put my finger on it. What's the one where they're checking people out in the supermarket in the music video? And it's I'm gonna find it.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? They didn't have very many songs. It was a long time ago. It's God damn it.
I don't know.
I'll find it, dude. I'll find it. And I'll tell. We don't have to linger for the sake of this video, but I will find it. I promise you.
All right. You keep hunting. Huntrix hunting. All right. Joint winner for best original soundtrack for K-pop Demon Hunters. I know Golden gets a lot of love, and I think it's deserved. I still think Golden is the number one banger for me. It's just so good. All right. Well, if I can pull you away from searching for that damn music video. Could I perchance inquire, good sir, what your best original screenplay was for 2025?
Yeah, that's Sinners.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's no hesitation there. It's Sinners, best original screenplay. Sinners took the I really like vampire movies. I think they're awesome. And this for me, there was a Scooby-Doo a long time ago, set in the Deep South, but it was werewolves. I don't know if you know about that or not. Where Scooby-Doo and the gang settles in Louisiana.
Might have, yeah. I mean, that sounds familiar. I might have seen that at some point. Yeah.
And then there was Anne Rice stuff set in the Deep South, and that was like Interview with the Vampire, and
okay.
All of these things I was introduced in I don't know, late elementary, middle school, just pivotal time in life, you know what I mean? And just kind of sank its fangs into me, so to speak. And I don't know, just there's something about Deep South vampire stuff and Deep South, like mystical stuff that, I don't know, really, really, really intrigues me. And this movie did it. Obviously, I'm not alone, you know? And and I think that the fact that the music drove this movie, I used to participate in music making a long time ago, not much anymore. But I feel like I don't know, I really feel the music in this movie. I feel I'm intrigued by the arc of it all. And I think that it's a wildly creative screenplay. I think the trajectory of it all is awesome. And it's just, man, what a movie to come out of left field, you know? I feel like it literally came out of left field, came out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the thing is, key word in here, best original, the key word being original, Ryan Coogler has yet to give us a fully original, thing. He did Fruitvale Station, which is based on real life fucking horrible events. He did the Black Panthers, which are adapted from the comics. And like, obviously there's so much originality in there, even though it's adapted. Creed is very original, but obviously it's a continuation of Rocky, so it's not a fully original. This is like the first time that we've had Ryan Coogler just like, I've got a story to tell, I'm just gonna fucking tell it. And like, from the characters to the setting to the fucking vampire shit of it all, and Remick the villain, like, man, like, it's all over the map. It's really fucking good. So it's also my winner, best original screenplay, for Sinners, a joint winner here. I didn't chime in to say that I agreed because I was trying to figure out that damn music video still. I have an idea, but I want to finish my thoughts on Sinners and see if it's what you're thinking of. I think I might have found it.
You found it?
I think I might have.
What is
I don't
it?
know.
What do you think? Tell me.
Is it Fever for the Flava by Hot Action Cop?
No, it's not.
All right. That's in a convenience store. It's not a grocery store, but I didn't know if that's what it was.
I got the...
Hey.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm fucking talking about.
I haven't heard that one in a long time. It's a good one.
Do you think that could get some chicky?
It's a good one. Oh, shit.
Anyway, I'm so sorry. This is disrespectful as fuck to Sinners. And Ryan Coogler. Yeah, I mean, this screenplay was just straight up written by Ryan Coogler, and it's just like an amazing showcase of his writing talents. We've seen his directorial talents and writing talents in on full display in his really all of his other movies too. But this just showed that, like, let the man cook, and he's gonna give you something fucking cool. And I'm Black Panther 3, great, cool. But it might be the case that, like, once we get Ryan Coogler outside of that, that's maybe where he's at his best potentially. So, and I won't say to no to anything that he decides he wants to make, because he's clearly a really fucking talented guy. So, yeah, Sinners is my winner here. I hemmed and hawed, I will say. Weapons I thought was really, really original. Zach Kreger,
it was.
The structure of it too, I thought was interesting. I guess could be something that we could talk about in another category. But I think overall, I'm gonna go with. I had to go with Sinners. Wake Up Dead Man I also thought was original. I think it's technically adapted for, like, the purposes of the Oscars were to be nominated because it's characters from previous things, but, like, it's an original story, obviously, just using Benoit Blanc. But Sinners is the winner. We must move on to Best Adapted Screenplay, where I will begin, where I will give you an answer. And I had 3 choices here as well that I thought about. the one that I thought was like interesting and I thought like kind of compelling as like the dialogue and stuff, but never really had a chance of winning. But I did watch it recently, so I'm going to shout it out, and that's Begonia, which was adapted from, I believe, a Korean film. So
Really?
that's why it's an adapted screenplay. I did think it was just a Yorgos being weird kind of movie, but it turns out it's actually Koreans being weird and Yorgos being like, I can maybe do weird shit too. I'm good at that. That's what I do. So it was really a 2-horse race between Hamnet and Frankenstein for me, for best adapted, and two things where I haven't read the source material, so I can't fully weigh in on how well it adapted things. But ultimately, I did go with Frankenstein.
Okay.
And I went with Frankenstein because it was. Like, I know the story, I know the story well enough, having not necessarily read the novel, but I know the story well enough to kind of to know it. And I know that this was an adaptation that still had the GDT flourishes on it, if that makes sense. The characterization of the monster, like there were definitely changes made to craft it into more of a Guillermo del Toro's rendition of Frankenstein. And I thought that was really cool. Like, it's a different sort of thing for an adaptation. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a one-to-one. Like, I think Hamnet's probably a closer adaptation of the source material to the screen. If I had to guess, just from knowing what I know about Hamnet, again, having not read the book. But I know that, like, this was Guillermo del Toro doing his thing with Frankenstein, and not like totally fucking throwing shit out the window and just being like, I'm gonna fucking hack this to bits and make this totally different. But Guillermo del Toro, he loves him some creatures. He loves making them sympathetic. He made some changes that made the creature more sympathetic. And I think overall it made for a really beautiful and compelling story that was, I thought like a lot of the dialogue from the monster and the interactions between him and Frankenstein, I thought were really, really, really just compelling. And I don't know how much of that was just lifted wholesale, so I can't say specifically, but man, it was very compelling. And you haven't chimed in yet, so I don't know if you ended up with a different winner, but I think either could have come out the victor here, come out the Victor Frankenstein, but Victor Frankenstein was the Victor Frankenstein here. So, what did you have for best adapted?
For me, for best adapted screenplay, it's going to be Hamnet for me.
Okay. I wondered.
I don't know anything. Well, I know Hamlet.
You know Hamlet, sure.
And I know what after the fact, I know what I looked up about Hamnet.
Sure.
And just the way that this movie is pieced together, and to like feel as relentless as it does, like this is a character movie through and through. And it's deals with the loss of a child, which can feel for me particularly like poignant, and but I don't know. I just like it's the way that this movie is edited, and how they could. And I found out that it was adapted from a book, not necessarily from Hamlet, but from like another book that was written.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know much about that book, but to make this movie as I don't know how that book is presented, but to make it as compelling and as gripping and as like harrowing as this movie is, I think speaks volumes about how you interpreted it and how you're able to like put it on screen. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And so I would say that is the best original or best adapted screenplay for me. I think it was hard because Frankenstein. I know Frankenstein through and through. You know what I mean? I know the book. Mary Shelley, right? That's who wrote that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I know that. I know Frankenstein. I've seen like 3 or 4 iterations of it on film. I know Frankenstein. And Guillermo del Toro's iteration of Frankenstein is incredibly compelling. I would say it's the most compelling, right? But I'll be honest with you. There's moments in Hamnet. I don't know. And I feel kind of like an idiot saying this, but I don't know what the people are saying. And just the visual, just the way that the movie is presented, it pulls emotion out of me. The way they're saying the things, the way that it's presenting the things that it's trying to convey, just the way that the movie is pieced together, pulls. It just pulls everything out of me, and it's truly an incredible movie. Hamnet is. So I might talk about Hamnet a little bit more as we progress through the night, but for the screenplay itself, I think it's the best adapted for sure.
Okay. All right. I think it's a very good pick. I strongly considered it. What did you strongly consider and decide as your ultimate winner for best sound design?
Fucking F1.
Next category.
Race cars. Race cars dad movie.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of just a cheat code, right? I feel like in episodes past, or years past, it's been like fucking badass sci-fi shit and fucking race cars. Like Ford v Ferrari probably won when it came up, and then last year was Dune, I'm pretty sure, and probably Dune whenever part 1 came out. And any other, I don't know if there's been any other racing movies, maybe Gran Turismo, probably not, probably wasn't, but that one probably didn't quite slot in. But I mean, I didn't pick F1.
Oh, what'd you pick?
I really, that was my first inclination was F1. And then I decided I'm going to go with a little bit more of an outside the box kind of thing. And I did it because I wanted to break my tradition of fucking cars and vroom vroomin' and all that stuff, which I think is totally valid. And I think it's completely
it's totally
fair. And I think that it's absolutely my runner up, but I went outside the box and decided I would go with the Fantastic Four First Steps for best sound design.
Wow. What moments?
What
drove you to
particularly the first thing that I thought about was Galactus and his ship. And also like the interstellar stuff. There's that sequence where like Silver Surfer is chasing the Fantastic Four through space, and it is kind of, I guess, just pulling back in the other direction of like sci-fi shit's badass, man. And so I did kind of ultimately, I guess, fall victim to my own tendencies, I guess, in that way. But the more I thought about it, I really thought about like the complexities of what those characters and their powers are like. You've got the Thing, and kind of like the shifting rocks, and you've got the Human Torch with the fire. You've got the Invisible Woman, like what does that sound like? And then you've got Big Stretchy Man, and what does Big Stretchy Man sound like? And to me, it was kind of just like, and the Silver Surfer herself, like the board and the moving around. And I don't know. To me, all of it kind of came together. There's, the kind of the use of the alien language is kind of a part of the story in a way. I think Sinners, was obviously a very sound focused movie, but it's like a music more than like sound design kind of thing is kind of like why I went away from it. But I went outside the box and went with Fantastic Four because I do feel like, there's just a lot of different things in there. F1 is one thing, and it's one thing done incredibly fucking well. And like I said, I saw it in IMAX and it was fucking incredible. And it was the first thing that came to my mind, but I tried to, I tried to be a little different with it. So, probably because of the next category in some ways, but, yeah. So yeah. Do you have any other things you want to say about the sound design for F1?
No.
Big vroom vrooms. You're a big vroom vroom guy.
Whoa. Yeah, that's fucking cool. It's awesome. I'll take it every day.
Very valid. Very valid. Best editing. So I did pick F1 for this, I will say.
So did I.
Because those fucking sequences were incredible and like really like tight and like easy to follow, you know, and like and I think especially F1, like Formula 1 racing is like that's some fast fucking shit, you know, and like it could be, you know, something that's not like if it's not edited the right way, then it could be not as compelling, I guess, if that makes sense.
Sure, absolutely.
And it was fucking tight. Like that's like the whole, I mean, the movie itself, like, I don't know if I'm really thinking about those racing sequences when I'm thinking about the best editing. You know what I mean? Like those are like,
definitely.
That's the fucking movie. The movie
Maverick.
is the fucking racing sequences.
It's Top Gun. It's
exactly that. And it is the same director, Joseph Kosinski, perhaps no coincidence, but like, that's what it is. Like, that's what it boils down to, right?
Yeah, totally agree. I think that, you know, you put those race cars in there, you got the awesome sound design, you got the quick sequences, you got the people trying to like make sure their drivers are in the right spots at the right time.
Oh yeah, the pit stuff. That's a good call too.
You got all the drama of like running a crew, and it's all sequenced together super tight.
Yeah, you got like the little training stuff too, you know, where they're like testing out the car, or when he's doing the fucking shit at the end, you know, like the beginning, and he's doing, isn't he like the dune buggies or whatever too at some point?
Yeah. But if you don't put that, if you don't slice that shit together properly, what you're going for is completely missed.
Totally. The movie literally rides on that being successful. You know, like if those sequences are not thrilling, not compelling, not easy to follow, the movie fucking fails. Like obviously, like we put. Did you say this for best popcorn movie? Or did you go with something different? I can't remember.
I went with
so long ago.
No, I went with
Running Man. You put the Running Man. That's right.
I put Running Man for popcorn movie. F1's a valid pick, though.
So what I say that like why this is best popcorn movie is like you know, like Brad Pitt's cool. It's fine. You know, like, you know, and the stuff with him and Carrie Condon, it's like, you know, it's fine, and you know, and like all of the other stuff is like totally fine. Him and Javier Bardem are fun together. Like it's all like pretty good, but like none of that's that compelling. You know what I mean? Like that's why I put it in best popcorn movie. It's like this is not a riveting fucking script. You know what I mean? It's like this is a movie like kind of Top Gun, like you said, where it's just like, hey, the stuff in here that if it's not really fucking cool, then like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And so they really nailed that. So credit to the editing for me. I sort of thought about it in terms of the screenplay, but weapons, I think kind of the structure of it was interesting. So I think it was, you know, I don't know. It would be interesting to see it edit. Like, I think the editing is kind of interesting to see the different perspectives of events and like the different perceptions of events was kind of interesting to see. And I'll also give a quick shout out to a movie that I haven't talked about at all, and I saw within the past week and a half called Black Bag. It's a little spy thriller from Steven Soderbergh, which was like a 90-minute fucking spy thriller with like
90
sharp
minutes.
dialogue. Yeah, it was lean. And I was like, they edited this thing down. Like, how can you tell a fucking like twisty-turny story with like compelling dialogue and long sequences of just characters talking with Fassbender and Cate Blanchett? And like, it was like in like 90 plus minutes. Maybe it was like 90,
is that the one
96.
where they're dating or something, or they're married to each other?
They're married, and yeah, and so it's like, oh, we think she maybe is, you know, working for the enemy. Can you, you know, put your marriage aside and, you know, do what's right for your country or whatever? Yeah, it's that movie. It was like fucking tight. Like it was a tight movie. It was like a really tight and like sharp movie. And so I had this felt like the best space to give it a little bit of credit, you know, was best editing. Like it just felt like, hey, if you can turn in a fucking lean 90-minute spy thriller, like you're doing something really right in terms of, you know, the editing at least. So, let's see. Best visual effects. I believe this is over to you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Avatar.
Okay, it's Avatar. We can just say it's Avatar. Fire and Ash.
Avatar. Move on.
Go listen to our last episode that we just did on Avatar, Fire and Ash. It's on another fucking plane compared to everything else. I mean, you know, there's some. is there anything that even holds a candle that we saw in 2025?
I don't think there is. You know,
like I think the Marvel stuff looked okay this year. Like, I don't think there was anything horrible.
I think if you, I mean,
some bad green screen at the beginning, the end of Captain America.
If you give it to anything
blossoms,
else, it's for like practical effects, and it's like,
and I agree with that. So I had that thought, and I was like, well, maybe I should give this a double award of computer generated effects versus practical.
Yeah.
But I also what I think made sense. What I think made sense is the practical stuff. I'm pushing into production design, if that makes sense.
Same.
So. All right. Anything else we need to say about Avatar?
No, we could just move right on over.
It's a great fucking tech demo. As we talked about, it's maybe a little bit more in terms of this movie compared to the last one. But if we're talking about technical awards and we're talking about visual effects, it's the best tech demo out there.
Absolutely.
And it's really fucking good. So best production design, I guess, kind of feels unfair. Do you want to go on this one? I know it's disrupting the order, but I feel like Avatar was like a perfunctory, like, yeah, it's fucking Avatar. Let's move on.
Frankenstein for me is the best production design. And I think anytime.
God damn it, you son of a bitch.
Anytime Guillermo del Toro throws his name in, like he makes a movie that year,
it's probably a contender at a minimum.
Yeah, dude just like goes all in on making a world, and
yep, totally agree.
Worlds, he crafted.
That's why it's my winner as well.
Character, he crafted. I mean, everything feels. It's weird because it feels larger than life. It feels otherworldly at times, but at the same time, it feels it feels real. And it's because it is real.
Totally.
And that's production design. It takes you, it transports you to another time and another place. And it's, truly something special that very, very few directors have the capability or put forth the effort to do. And I think that's what makes this movie so special. And I think that this movie is deserving of a production design award. So that's that.
Well, I fully agree. And bundling in the practical visual effects, the makeup and prosthetics for the monster was incredible stuff. And especially the evolution where you see a lot more of it, and then to the point where the monster is a little bit more humanized and is more covered up and stuff like that. His hair. That was really well done, but also like the practical effects of like the fucking contorted thing that's like, in the lab. I forget. I don't know exactly. Like, I guess the testing of all of it was just so cool. The lab itself was incredible looking.
Yeah, the tower.
Just the design of it, the tower. Like it was one of those things, like, because we did the episode 300, I had watched Crimson Peak, and like there's definitely a lot of similarities in like the design of the lab and mansion or whatever, I guess, in this compared to Crimson Peak, and obviously both Del Toro movies, but still beautiful and like really immaculate in terms of design. The North Pole stuff I thought was also like really interesting setup of that. Just all around, like just, I don't know. You're right. Every time Del Toro makes something, like the production design, is going to be such a key component, because he's someone. I mean, to me, the weakest parts of this movie were like the CGI animals and stuff like that. Like everything else is so practical and so grounded and looks beautiful.
It's like Eggers. Eggers and Del Toro live in the thing they're making.
And funnily enough, we now I can talk about it since I just re-listened to it, but like we kind of speculated that maybe this Frankenstein movie would be the Nosferatu equivalent of this year, and I think it has kind of filled that sort of void. Right. It's obviously a classic story from an auteur, and just with that attention to detail that you get from filmmakers like Eggers, Dr. Eggman, and Del Toro. So Frankenstein for best production design, joint winner. Moving over to best cinematography, I gotta tell you, I struggled here, and not because there's bad cinematography, but I just felt like there's a lot of great cinematography in a lot of these 2025 movies.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to single out a winner. I have to confess, I really struggled to just settle on a fucking winner. Hamnet's beautiful. One Battle After Another has a lot of really interesting and kind of differently composed shots, which I enjoyed. Sinners is a great looking fucking movie. Frankenstein's a beautiful, gorgeous movie. Maybe this is outside of the box, but I picked it because it had some of the most memorable cinematography to me, and a very particular use of lighting as part of that was really what stuck out to me. And that was Wake Up Dead Man, which I just thought was really, really striking. Like, obviously there's a lot, like, again, Hamnet's like fucking beautiful, you know, like there's so much stuff that like I think Hamnet might have been my number 2 actually, or I went with it and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go against the grain and pick something that's not getting all the awards buzz because I just really liked how it looked. Yeah, I don't know, I felt like it was such a step up from like not that Knives Out or Glass Onion looked bad, like they're well shot movies and stuff like that, but this just felt like artful in a way that the other two hadn't. To me,
tell the story a little bit, right?
Yeah, Steve Yedlin being the cinematographer, and yeah, it did help tell the story. I mean, like the way that the lighting, would change based on who was in the fucking church. I mean, honestly, I could have brought this up for production design of just that fucking church, man. It was incredible.
It's true.
It's not quite on the Del Toro Frankenstein scale, but like right. Close. Mm-hmm. And it's more grounded. It's more realistic. It's like Del Toro like gives us that Del Toro touch on things. It's just like you said, it's realistic and it's there, but it's not. It's different enough that it feels fantastical and like kind of just like transports you to a different sort of world that like you can only see in movies made by Del Toro, I guess, in a way. I think with Wake Up Dead Man, yeah, just I think about like the red soaked. Thing with like there's like a little backstory deal about the reverend's the Monsignor's mother.
That fucking they talk about the blood moon.
Yeah,
that
like,
was cool.
I think about that, and the way that like the light hits people in the church depending on like who it is and how it like kind of changes the scenery. I don't know, and like there was stuff that was like really cool, the mausoleum stuff. I don't know. I just thought it was a really fucking well shot movie, and just like that was a thing that stuck out to me. So I know it's not getting a lot of buzz. I don't know if I'm like taking crazy pills thinking about it this way, but I feel like it's something we talked about, and it's when I think back to all these movies, it's one of the things about that movie that really stuck out to me. So it's my pick. I don't know.
No, that's a very good pick. I did not pick it myself. Maybe it's a recency bias. I picked Hamnet.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna pick it, so I wanted to do something different. It was preempting, and
No, yeah. I saw Hamnet last night. So it's a very.
You might have picked this movie based on the trailer before you even saw the movie.
I was really compelled to watch Train Dreams for cinematography.
That's a good point. I do have a suspicion that would be a contender in this category had either of us watched it. Because it looked really really something special too.
And I don't know anything about Train Dreams because I haven't seen it. But what I can say is Sinners was a contender for this category.
Sure.
And that's more based off of the use of technology and the playing of aspect ratios and the technical aspects of cinematography.
And that's fair. Yeah, that's good.
I thought it was awesome. But I think Hamnet does a very subtle job of telling its story through cinematography in a really artistic way, on top of being like pristine and beautifully shot. I think it's I don't know, man. It's a beautiful movie. It's a really, really, really pretty movie, like just on the surface, and then you add the cinematography is elevated by what it's capturing and what it's trying to convey through not saying anything. This movie says a whole lot, but with not saying anything at all, and it just captures it on through film, and I think it does a really good job of that. There's moments in this movie that are just captured on screen. There's no dialogue at all, and it pulled a tear out just with how it's captured. It was it's a beautiful movie. It's awesome. It's really fucking good. So yeah, Hamnet won the cinematography for me.
All right. Well, who was your best director of 2025?
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, not even nominated for fucking best director at the Oscars. What's the Academy?
Yeah,
doing?
that's a really big snuff, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Chloe Zhao did an awesome job with Hamnet. Awesome, incredible job. And then I'd say Ryan Coogler did an awesome. Those are my three. Those are really my three for this year.
Yeah,
Ryan, Chloe Zhao, and Coogler. But I feel like
the way you said Coogler just sounded very Delco. I'm just throwing it out there. Coogler.
It's his movies have a sense of scale, and and they have. It's interesting that he captures such an otherworldly, like, kind of like feel and texture, but he's able to make it relatable at the same time, and I think that's really something special. And I think that Del Toro in particular, I mean, not maybe in particular, I feel like maybe this is like a shared kind of thing, because I mean, if you take Del Toro's movie, which is like a otherworldly, like, I mean, it's Frankenstein, right? Something totally crazy. So is Coogler, though. It's a vampire movie, right? But then you take somebody like Chloe Zhao, it's so old, right? And a lot of the emotional beats in that movie are they're repeating text and stuff that they're repeating it so fast. I can't comprehend what they're saying, but the way that they're saying it pulls the emotion out of you. You know what I mean? And how it's interesting how all these different people, these three different directors, are able to convey real, like, just really deep-seated emotion out of like things that are, like, I don't know, just like they're not on the nose. You know what I mean? They're pulling it out of the ether, and it's I think it's we were treated to three very, very, very compelling movies this year. At least the movies that I watched. There's probably more, but the three that I watched are incredible. But
those
compelling.
Three, yeah, definitely, yeah.
But Del Toro with the production design, it's just and with something that is very, very, like, I guess abstract, or just like kind of sci-fi, is just able to make, he's just able to pull a whole lot out of it, And I think that Del Toro might be a bias because, I mean, obviously he's a bias. He's like one of my favorite directors, but this is like the culmination of all things Del Toro into, like, he's like distilled into this one fucking movie, this one thing, and everything's come together, and I really think it's the perfect Del Toro movie. It's so fucking good. It's really good. And to have him snuff from the director, best director of the year is really, I don't know how he would not be nominated.
The Academy was like, well, we gave it to him for Shape of Water, so we don't have to nominate his weird shit anymore.
Yeah, maybe that's the case, which is it's bizarre. Coogler's a very close pick, though. Sinners is an absolutely incredible movie, kind of like for the same reasons. So you're taking a vampire movie and making it incredibly compelling. There's just a lot riding on it, and and you pulled it off. I think it's like the whole production, and that's what kind of like gives me a best director like pick is the culmination of all the things and how well did you land, right?
Yeah.
And the more that you set out to do, the more pieces and threads that you have to pull together in order to stick the landing is kind of what wins this pick for me. So Del Toro's a little bit more fantastical, and you have I think it's a harder get, and you got it. Followed by Coogler, right? Because it's a vampire movie. Followed by Zhao, which is a little bit more grounded, right? It's obviously going to be an emotional pick, and it's you have less pulling to get people to get into it. You know what I mean? Just because of just because of what it is. Anyway, so I pick Del Toro. Who'd you pick?
Well, I had it narrowed down to I think the same three that you had of Coogler, Del Toro, and Zhao.
Oh, yikes! Yikes!
Yeah, so I went in a different direction ultimately. All three did incredible work with their respective films, but for me, Ryan Coogler just delivered the goods in the biggest way possible for me. Just all around, every aspect of the production was top notch. I think the cast was fantastic. The casting generally, was fantastic. The story was fantastic. The actual, delivery of the story was really, really, really something too. So just all around, I think Ryan Coogler just, I don't know. I mean, just all of it really worked. Yeah. And just, there wasn't a weak link. There wasn't like a thing. Like, I wish this was something, a little bit better, a little bit different. Like, I don't know. Great characters, supporting characters, villain, and all of it just worked. And I think Coogler was the guy that wrote this and directed it and, saw it through. And obviously that's true for Del Toro and to a certain extent, Chloe Zhao co-wrote the script, directed Hamnet. Like, it's true for all three really. But for me, Coogler is he's just my pick. I had to go with him. So.
It's a good one.
We are into the acting awards, and so we've got 4 here, and then it's time for our honorables and top 5 of the year, and that'll be that. Just to remind people who are like, all right, this was supposed to be shorter, right? It is going to be shorter than 7 hours, so we're better than last year. Let's put it that way. Starting with Best Supporting Actor. Which I believe is me. I get to tell you who I picked for Best Supporting Actor. I picked Jacob Elordi.
Same.
In Frankenstein as the monster because he was really good. That's what I got for you.
Same.
Honestly, I think it was a I didn't know this man had these chops. I really didn't. I really truly didn't. I haven't seen him in a lot. I didn't watch Euphoria. I haven't seen Saltburn, and I just never got the impression that he, had the sort of talent to pull off a role like this. And I do think he just really surprised me with the nuance and the depth of this performance, especially from the beginning points of this character to being a basically infant exposed to the world in a human, adult body and not really understanding things and trauma. And then, and then the way he finds himself and the way that he learns to speak and just the delivery of all of that, like the physicality of it, the delivery of the dialogue. Like I was impressed like that this dude had those chops, and I'm a believer now. And it's so crazy to think like this was originally Andrew Garfield that was going to be this role. And Garfield's a great fucking actor and probably would have done a great job, but it's hard to picture anyone else in this role, especially like Jacob Elordi. Like he's a big guy. He's a big guy. And I really think that added to the physicality of the performance too, is how fucking tall he is, and how big he is. Like, I think that's a big component that I think really actually helped the character and the performance too. So, Small shout outs, I will say, before I give it over to you, to Miles Caton, Sinners, who was fantastic, I thought, and like an out of nowhere. I think it might have been like his first film role playing.
I've seen rumors talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about it when we covered it. I think it's his first and only film role as Preacher Boy Sammy.
Pretty good.
I mean, he was great, a revelation, and obviously an incredible voice. So, like musically, like he's clearly very talented too. And I will also shout out David Johnson in a movie called The Long Walk, which we didn't catch and talk about, but I did watch recently. And he's an actor who I gave a lot of praise for playing the brother synthetic in Alien Romulus, if you recall that. 2024. He's kind of, I guess, the secondary, character in The Long Walk, and I was really, really impressed with him. And it's a good movie too, I will say. It's not in my honorables or my top 5, but it was in my short list that didn't quite make my top 10. But here's my place to plug it and say, hey, it's pretty good. You should watch it. It's on Stars. Not that anyone has Stars except for my brother. Shout out Jordan for letting me steal your info so I could watch The Long Walk. It's good. You should watch it too. All right. What did you? Oh, you had Jacob Elordi as well. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, same stuff, dude. Nailed it. Made a monster a very compelling character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Best supporting actress then. We're over to you for this. Who did you come up with?
I picked I'm gonna fucking butcher this name. She was in The Sinners.
Wunmi?
Yes.
Wunmi Masaku?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for doing that heavy lifting for me.
You're welcome.
I thought that she brought she provided a lot of backstory and a lot of like she brought like a richness to this movie, to Sinners, that I think that wouldn't be present without her. You know what I mean? It was she provided a believable like tapestry to the movie, and I elevated in a very big way. I did struggle a little bit with supporting actress.
Mainly, you are not alone, my friend. I think there's a lot of good picks here.
And I didn't. I'll be honest with you. Whenever somebody is like for example, Jacob Elordi. Dude's the titular character. Like how I struggle with that because like how is he not the main actor? You know what I mean? I know. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I do think Oscar Isaac is probably closer to the lead, but it is kind of like it's pretty close. Example, it's pretty close. But I struggle with
especially with Frankenstein because it has that. Here's Victor's story, and then here's the monsters. It is
it's split.
Like there's yeah.
But anyways, so that's who I picked. So we're just gonna stick with that. Who'd you pick?
Okay. It's funny. Everything else on my fucking script, I came up with a winner, and then I never actually fucking decided for this category because I struggled so much.
This one was a tough one.
It's because there's a lot of really standout performances, and it's like the one category where I'm like, I have 5 people on here. I'm like, fuck, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm trying to not do that, this year.
Rebecca Ferguson in F1.
Rebecca Ferguson's twin, Carrie Condon, maybe. Motherfucker. I'm going to shine the light on the other lady who I think shined in Sinners, Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, that's a good pick. I almost picked that one.
She's going to be my pick, and I'm doing it because you picked Wunmi as your winner, so I'm doing it to make sure that both of the prominent women in Sinners are well represented. as Mary. She gets to have fun with her character, because she, I guess we'll say light spoilers. This was in one of the fucking early trailers. There's a before vampire and after vampire sort of thing with her character, and so you get to see both aspects of her, and I think it's actually like her character is very interesting too. To see this, she's someone who has, I guess, she can, I guess, be part of the black culture because I forget exactly, but she's like a quarter black. I think her grandfather or something, and I think there's some I think. It's one of those things like she can pass. She can pass as white, but she does technically have family and kin that would technically make her black as well. And so it's like that's a really sort of interesting perspective to follow. So the character is really interesting. It has this relationship with one of the Smokestack twins, and like I don't know. I think Haley Steinfeld. I think she's very talented. She got married this year. I think she's pregnant. Congrats. She's having a great fucking year. She did not get nominated for an Oscar for this. It actually went to One Me, which I think is also deserved. I thought she was really great. She's really fantastic. Delivers some fucking iconic dialogue and, some dialogue that'll make you sweat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's pretty sweaty in that movie. For sure.
Pretty sweaty. Some sweaty stuff going on in there. She's really good. She's really, really good. I struggled, and I'm picking her, and I'm happy with that pick, but I struggled because I thought Amy Madigan was great in Weapons as Aunt Gladys. Very fucking memorable turn. Unhinged, crazy shit. Regina Hall had a small but very impactful to me, very memorable role in one battle after another. Anna and I have talked about this. Tiana Taylor is who's been getting nominated and a lot of buzz for that movie, and we thought she was fine, and Regina Hall was like notably better. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I'm putting it on the record now. And my kind of sort of dark horse like could have been in this conversation, who I thought was really, really good was Jodie Comer in 28 Years Later, who was the mom, struggling with her illness and goes, at a certain point in the movie on this journey with Spike. And I thought she was really good, and I think she had some really great tender moments, especially with Ray Fiennes, Ralph, and I don't know. I thought she was good too, but Haley Steinfeld just benefited from having some great fucking memorable shit, some scene stealing shit, and a great fucking movie. So, he's my pick. One Me's a very good pick. So,
best actor.
Best actor.
Big one.
I'm gonna keep the fucking Sinners train going. I'm gonna give it to Michael B. Jordan and Michael C. Jordan for the Smokestack twins.
Okay.
I'm not the first to make that joke, just to make that clear. Yeah, I think, and I will say this is a year of double performances. So slight shout out to Robert Pattinson for his role as Mickey's 17 and 18.
Okay.
He was fun. Very different characters. 17, and 18 was kind of a little bit more serious, a little. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan, man, I think he's a great talent, and this was like a really fun double use of him. I don't know if it's cheating to play two different characters, but they are twins. It's certainly appropriate. I don't know. I think that he just brought a lot of like swagger to both of those characters. They're coming back from Chicago, and and they've got this money, and they've got some Irish beer and some other stuff coming back from. I don't know. I found them really compelling and interesting in like the way that they dominated, interacted, but also like the subtleties in the way that how they reacted to the people coming to the juke joint and using this isn't real money or this is real money, that sort of thing was kind of interesting to see with both of them, the relationships they have, one with Annie, with One Me's character, with Mary, Haley Steinfeld's character. Like, I don't know, the sort of subtleties in those performances and the way that they, I don't know, I don't know. And obviously, like the way that those characters diverge, obviously in terms of the storyline, without getting into spoilers, is really interesting and fascinating too. And Michael B. Jordan just knocked it out of the park with both of those characters. You know, I think just kind of iconic. Same thing, just good, just great delivery. You know, the cockiness, the confidence, and but then also the vulnerability, you know, depending on kind of, you know, whether they're trying to put up that tough exterior or they're able to let the guard down, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah. That's what I had. Leo was good in one battle after another. I'll say Jesse Plemons was good in Begonia, but I will say no more. I will give it to you. Who'd you have for best actor?
So we actually had Michael B. Jordan is a runner-up for me.
Okay.
For the very same reasons that Robert Pattinson is a runner-up for me. Playing multiple roles in the same movie. And for different purposes and different aims and stuff. I think they did awesome jobs. But for me, my favorite actor this year is Paul Mescal in Hamnet.
Okay. Tell me about him.
So Paul, for me, is a character that was kind of pushed down, until he had a family. Once he had a family, he was driven to succeed for his family, and his family went through a lot of hardships and stuff, and he was viewed a particular way by his family until the end of the movie. I saw this movie last night, and just talking about it gets me kind of fucking.
I feel like I can hear it in your voice a little bit. I think you're feeling a little something.
Yeah, it tore up a little bit. It's a very complex character. He plays William Shakespeare. I'm not an expert on Shakespeare by any means. By no means, actually. So I don't know. I feel like I kind of went into this kind of blind. I mean, I know surface level Shakespeare stuff, but nothing. Like I said, by no means an expert. But just the way that this character is presented in this movie is it feels very real. It feels very grounded. These people go through some shit, some seriously hard fucking shit, man. It's rough. It's a rough movie. But through the support of their family and just the support of each other, really, you know, I feel like they come out through the other side of it, and I think that I can't fucking William Shakespeare's name. I can't even think of his name. I had to look it up.
Paul Mescal.
Paul Mescal, yes.
Okay, the actor.
Paul
okay,
Mescal
yes. Okay.
Really, really, really pulls the shit out. I've seen him in other things. I can't really quite think of those things, but
Gladiator 2 being one of them.
Yeah, Gladiator 2.
Gladiator.
He's
better. He's better in this, you might say.
He pulled a lot of shit out in this movie.
It's also a better movie.
It's also it's also a way better movie, right? But truly just harrowing performance. And I think it's elevated by his co-star in a big way. Like, I feel like the two of these people have an enormous amount of chemistry, and I think you have a tremendously different movie without the actress, you know, without his co-star. So, I mean, in one sense, like, Michael B. Jordan stands, I feel like, on his own in Sinners, you know, like he fucking crushes it. Same thing with Mickey. I mean, Mickey 17 had a lot of really good performances as well, but you know, those two stars come in and they fucking crush it. They're A-listers and they absolutely nail it. I didn't expect the kind of performance that I got from this guy in this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And and it was kind of whiplash for me. Like him and his co-star equally fucking pulled weight in this movie, and so.
Well, speaking of co-stars, we are up to Best Actress. So I have to imagine Jessie Buckley was in the conversation for you. I don't know if
it was between
Best
her
Actress
and
for
Rose
you.
Byrne. I watched a movie called If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Okay, I didn't know you watched that. All right.
I did watch this movie. Sarah and I watched this movie. Rose Byrne portrayed a 21st century mother going through some serious, like ridiculous, going through some shit. And it's the type of shit she's going through is actually, I don't know if this movie's classified as a comedy.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure.
I feel like it's dark comedy. I laughed a lot, at a lot of shit in this movie because it's so outlandishly fucking, like, you got some bad fucking luck.
Psychological comedy drama film, according to Wikipedia.
Okay, so yeah,
that tracks.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay,
that's
fine.
right. This one with Conan in it. That's cool. That's fun.
It does have Conan O'Brien in it, and he's fucking funny. He's hilarious in it. So dark humor in this one for sure. And she nails it. And she plays a mom that's like on her own and just like every
you did it again.
scene.
You did it again on her own.
On her own.
The more wine you consume, the more Delco you become. So I think. Task.
She's on her own, and
she's on her own. Go on.
Oh fuck, that's funny. And she's going through some shit. Like she just goes through one thing after another, and I just feel like her performance is just like so Agnes's performances. Or Jessie Buckley's performance is harrowing and heartfelt and heavy, and the other one's heavy too. But the other one is just kind of I don't know. They're just two different characters that are portraying two different things. I feel like, they're both very good. If I had not seen Hamnet. Then
Rose Byrne would be the winner
for sure. Yeah, but
which is to say that Jessie Buckley
Buckley is the actress of the year for me. Jessie Buckley, man, she did some heavy lifting in this movie. She
yeah. What I'll just say is, if we were physically in the same room, I'd put my hand on your shoulder and say, "I know, dude. I fucking know, dude," because she's my winner as well. I didn't even have to think about this one. This one, I saw that movie and I slotted her in. I was like, I don't fucking need to think about it. She's so good. Anyway.
Yeah. Her role as a mother and as carrying the weight of the family and just all of it. Hamnet is just an incredible movie, and it's a character movie about these two fucking people, and these two people pull all sorts of emotions out of you, right? You celebrate their success, you feel when they're down, and they just for 2 hours you are with these two fucking people, and it's and the performances is why you are there, right? You're stapled to these people because of the performances. She just, man, when she loses her child, you just can't help but fucking.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like the most raw moment, and it's just.
And you can't.
How like if you don't feel anything in that moment, I'm not sure you're human. Like you're a fucking. Well, sorry, I was going to spoil something, but you're an alien. Let's put it that way.
And you can't help but feel her resentment for her husband for not being there.
Totally.
You know? And you can't help but feel where he's at when he comes.
You understand him. You understand like he's got his own shit and like he's dealing with it in his own way. And obviously it's like he's got a very specific
Yeah, man.
personality type that like and it's really tough because it's like, yeah, he should be
Dude.
why are you leaving? Like, why aren't you supporting your family right now? Like, why aren't you there? And like,
London, when she comes to London with her brother,
yeah,
and she's like, what do I do? And he's like, just, I'm starting to feel it in my nose. He just says he says the same stuff that she said to him about marrying him. You know what I mean? Just open heart. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say for anyone listening at this point, however many hours in, obviously some of this is spoilery for Hamnet, but at the same time, like, the trailer kind of tells you what's going to happen. It's not about the thing that happens, it's about everything leading up to it and everything that comes after. So like, don't feel like you're like being spoiled on something. 'Cause like the log line of the movie is like, a bad thing happens to this family. How do they react? Like, that's kind of the movie in a nutshell. Like, obviously it is so much more than just that, but don't feel like you're like, well, fuck, Andrew ruined it or Colton ruined it. Like, I guess I don't need to watch it, now. Like,
you need to watch
don't
it.
misinterpret. Do not misinterpret.
Or maybe you don't want to watch it because you'll fucking rip your heart out. Like, it's
if you are gonna watch it, be ready. Be ready. I think I told you bring tissues because
you did. Rough one for sure. But anyways, best actress, hands down. Rose Byrne crushed her role though. She did a good job. But.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Rose Byrne, but Jessie Buckley was a fucking revelation. She blew me away in this movie. Yeah. I mean, she was incredible, and to me, Jacob Elordi was really good. Haley Steinfeld was really good. Michael B. Jordan was really good. All the winners that you named were really good. Jessie Buckley to me was like the stand out.
Yeah,
like I would say, obviously yes for best actress for me, but I think. Overall, just best performance, just like so much heart and soul and
pick your jaw
raw emotion,
right?
Yeah,
emotion.
just so much emotion, like really in this movie. Hamnet with Delco accents, that would be a fun thought experiment. See if someone tries that on. Yeah, Jessie Buckley, hats off. Very, very impressive woman, and a very impressive performance. In Hamnet, we've made it to our honorable mentions and our top 5 films. So honorable mentions. I think you mentioned to me maybe before we recorded that you didn't end up with any honorables. Is that still accurate?
No. You brought up a movie that I can put in my honorable mentions.
All right. What? So you don't have 5 then? Let's say.
I just have 1.
You just have 1. All right. Well, tell me your 1. Tell me your 1, and I'll tell you my 5. Okay.
So my number 1 is going to be my number 1 honorable mention is going to be Warfare.
Okay. You did check this out. Then.
I did.
Tell me about it.
I did check.
I'm curious.
Yeah. So Warfare takes place in. I have a thing for singular setting movies. I really like that. This movie takes place within like one building. In the middle of, I can't remember if it's Afghanistan or Iraq, but it's one of the two.
Okay.
And these guys are in there and they're just, they're doing wartime shit and it's really heavy. And you can cut the tension with a knife, which is it's heavy, right? Because that's what these people are doing. It's really, just, if you're going to the pit, that's one thing. And if you're doing this, it's another thing. I mean, there's people that do this stuff and I could not be doing it. That's what I can say. A very, 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 very heavy war movie. And if you enjoy watching that, then you would probably enjoy this movie. I very much enjoyed it. And it's tense. The camaraderie is awesome to watch. It's got some very good performances, and I very much
I remember it having a good cast.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching this movie. I thought it was a fun movie. Not fun, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, good watch.
Good movie.
It's an honorable
tense movie. Honorable mention for movies of the year for sure. It's one of the high moments of the year for sure. So
yeah, I would still like to circle back around to this one. I think at some point. So. We'll see when it happens, if it happens. But all right, I do have 5 honorables, so I'm gonna rattle them off for you. Mickey 17. Loose order, 10 to 6, I guess we'll say. So Mickey 17. It's a Bong Joon-ho movie. It's no Parasite. It's definitely more in the Snowpiercer vein. I love a good Bong movie. Great Robert Pattinson lead performance. I think this is one where, you know, it's sci-fi and kind of trippy and interesting and weird and different, but also has kind of sort of a political aspect to it with the Mark Ruffalo doofus character. I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
I know. I think it's kind of one that kind of came and went. A lot of people didn't see it. You know, I think I mentioned it as a box office disappointment, but I really liked it. I really, really, really liked it. You know, it was like we saw Captain America. It was nothing, and then we saw Mickey, and it was like, movies are good again. You know, it was like like a reassurance almost, like in the early parts of the year, as like, yeah, this is good. We can do good things. We can have nice things in film and television. I like this. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I can really pinpoint like just. No, it's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's just kind of the all of it. Like fun one. It's a zany, fun plot, good cast, and like an interesting story, and I think just good performances and stuff, and just, you know, weird and kind of off kilter, but worthwhile. You know. So Mickey 17. Something definitely weird, which I know I liked a lot more than you, is 28 Years Later.
Yeah.
I really dug it. I know you had your issues. We talked about it when we did our episode on it. But I thought it was a really, really fascinating movie. Written by Alex Garland, directed by Danny Boyle, you know, reuniting those two from 28 Days Later. It's not 28 days, but I still preferred it over weeks. And I thought that the story that it told, you know, of you know, Spike's story, you know, learning to hunt with his dad, and, you know, the dehumanization of the infected, and then kind of going out with his mom, and a little bit more humanity and interactions with Ralph Fiennes' character was really interesting to me, and the way that all kind of resolved. There's a sequel for this that's already out, which is kind of crazy. We'll talk about it on our next episode, I guess. You know, it's something that came out in January. It has a fucking pretty batshit bonkers ending, which will get paid off in that second movie. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was kind of weird. You know, they had the shot on the iPhone, sort of weird sort of things with like the kill sequences, which was kind of different, kind of weird. Like it's sort of like it's kind of like it. I don't. This is not a pejorative description, but like it feels kind of. It's like feels very British. Like it feels very British. Like the sensibilities are just kind of like not quite American. You know what I mean? Like a little bit different. I don't know. Just something about it. I just really fucking vibed with it. Felt. I mean, that one guy's fucking. You know, he's hanging some massive dong. It's crazy shit, man. But like it's like one of those movies where I'm just like, am I supposed to be watching this? Is this okay? I mean, I know I'm a 30-year-old man, 30-plus-year-old man, let's be realistic, but it's like, I don't know, I feel a little bit weird about this, but I really, really vibed with it. I really enjoyed it. And I know you did, and I wish we felt the same way about it. I wish we had the same sort of appreciation for it. There's some
maybe the next movie will really pull me in.
Well, it's been out in theaters for 2-3 weeks, so go check it out and let me know. We'll talk about it next episode. We'll talk about that movie existing, let's put it that way, in more detail. Weapons is my next honorable mention. Really, really creative.
That's a good one too.
Really, really good. Like, fun, creative, you know, the different characters that it focuses on. Again, the different perspectives you see for each character and how things are different through that lens. The actual resolution of it with, I won't say, but you know, how that all kind of plays out, I think was really interesting. And like, it's the kind of movie that like the premise of it is so fucking intriguing that the answer is never going to be the most satisfying answer, but I thought it was a pretty good answer, like a pretty overall satisfying answer that made sense. And like, yeah, the more and more I've sat on it, now that it's been months I've sat on it, I'm like, no, I think it was pretty damn good. Great performances. Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Benedict Wong.
That was a pretty cool movie. I like that movie.
It was a good movie. The one guy, the fucking junkie guy, was incredible. I think Austin Abrams, maybe.
I can't remember who. I don't remember who it was, but he was pretty great. I remember that.
He was good. He was good, right? Yeah. No. Oh no. Yeah. And Han Solo, fake Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich was good too. No, that was a good one. One battle after another. My fourth honorable that I'll shout out. This is a kind of mixed bag of a movie for me in a weird sort of way. The first half hour is a different movie from the subsequent 2 hours. It's a long movie. It's like two and a half, 2 hours 40, something like that. So it's a bit
long,
of a ride.
Yeah,
it's a long one. Definitely one of the longer ones overall this year, I feel like. Except for Avatar, 3 hours and fucking 17 minutes or whatever. Not in my honorables, to be clear. I didn't love the first half hour. I found it not super compelling. I don't know. I just didn't vibe with it in a weird sort of way. But I found that, there's a sort of time jump that happens. And once the time jump happens, the 2 hour movie that is part of, I thought was really, really good. I thought it was great. So it's tough for me because I didn't dislike the first half hour. It's just like, this isn't, I don't know. Something about it just wasn't working for me. And like totally, I would be curious to talk about it with you if you do find them near 3 hours to watch it at some point.
I think I will find the 3 hours to watch it.
I think it's worthwhile, especially if we do an Oscars episode. This is almost certainly going to pick up a win or two, maybe a few more. So I think it's probably worth watching. It's on HBO Max. You don't have to pay money for it, other than whatever money you're already paying for HBO Max because you're presumably having it for the pit. It's good. I really liked those last 2 hours. I thought it was really good. Leo was hilarious. I think the acting was really good overall. The story was interesting. This group of revolutionaries that are now on the road or now on the run. The military is trying to track them down, sort of, more or less, is kind of what it is. There's more to it than that, but I don't know. I think it's really close to being something good. Paul Thomas Anderson is a director who I have always appreciated. I think I shouted him out as like some sort of mention on our episode 300 with our favorite directors, of just being like, I know this guy makes good fucking shit. I generally speaking don't love anything he's done. And I kind of feel the same way, where I'm like, I don't love it. I like it and I appreciate so much about it. Like Benicio's in this, and Benicio's fucking great in it. Chase Infinity is like a newcomer, plays Leo's daughter. She's really good in it. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to like in it and a lot of really good stuff in it. Sean Penn's a fucking unhinged lunatic and he's good in it too. Like, it's good. It's worth watching, but it's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's in here because I think there's a lot to like about it, but I just wanted a little bit more to click into my top 5. It didn't quite hit that mark. My number 6, I would say my actual number 6 is Wake Up Dead Man. Really enjoyed it. Great addition to the Benoit Blanc canon. Great Daniel Craig. He's got long hair now, so he's totally different. Josh O'Connor was really good in that. I didn't really talk about him in any capacity, but acting-wise, I thought he was fantastic. Great supporting cast, who I think was a little bit underutilized, other than Josh Brolin, who was really... Josh Brolin. If anyone won the year, I'm going to say Josh Brolin between... Weapons, Running Man, and Wake Up Dead Man. Josh Brolin had a good fucking year. Okay. Josh Brolin's my winner of the year. I think, put in some good fucking work this year. And Wake Up Dead Man was another great mystery from Rian Johnson, who's just so fucking talented and creative. And, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed Wake Up Dead Man. I want to rewatch it. It's one of those things. Like, I think I watched Glass Onion twice. I've now seen Knives Out probably 2 times, maybe 3. These kind of movies, are always kind of, generally speaking, if you liked them the first time, even more rewarding on a rewatch. I think I think Wake Up Dead Man could definitely slot into that sort of thing. So really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, with the exception of One Battle After Another, we have episodes on we have 4 out of 5 of these honorable mentions. So, and what I will say, spoiling myself, we have episodes on all of my top 5.
Wow.
Sizzle. Let's do it. Our top 5. Let's fucking finish this up. What's your number 5? Number 5 film of 2025.
Number 5, Begonia.
Wow. Okay. Well, we do not have an episode on that, so I guess we got to get into it. Tell me about your feelings
So
on Begonia.
Begonia is an unhinged, wild, like conspiracy theory kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
And maybe there's a little there it goes a little crazy at the end of the movie. The whole thing is kind of crazy and kind of just feels kind of like shot kind of gorilla like a little bit. All the characters seem larger than life, and it seems like it's a very wonky movie. But I thought it was wildly entertaining. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was funny in a dark kind of way. I thought it felt kind of topical in a dark kind of way, and it felt I don't know, just felt relative to me, you know.
Okay.
And I had a lot of fun with it. I thought the performances were great and realistic.
Yeah,
so.
no, very good performances. I would agree with that. Yeah, it was an interesting movie. I mean,
it's an interesting one.
It didn't hit my top 10 overall.
You live in a very different place than I live. But I can.
Did you meet some of the Jesse Plemons types? You know, buying cars and such.
I definitely meet some. I definitely have met a few of his types for sure.
Yeah.
So it makes it. I mean, it's an interesting watch. So, yeah. What's your number 5?
My number 5. It's Superman.
It's a good one.
I think I did it on our Superman episode, so clearly I just like doing that. I have a great appreciation for James Gunn as a writer, as a director. I guess apparently now as a studio head. No, it's such a cool thing what he's been able to do, you know, taking over DC with Peter Safran over at WB. It's kind of crazy, you know, to have gone from, I don't know, well, to the start of his career, to the Guardians movies, to the Suicide Squad, to getting fired from Marvel. I guess I got the order wrong, but you know, to getting fired from Marvel into the Suicide Squad, kind of getting that foot in the door, so to speak, at DC, you know, and then to just, you know, basically launch that into, I am now one half of the head of this studio. Like, I'm the creative head of this studio is so incredible. What a fucking trajectory that is. And then not only to be that, like, I'm going to step back and like, I'm going to shepherd all these projects. Like, nah, I'm still going to make fucking movies, man. Like, I am going to be the guy that leads the fucking charge. I'm on the front lines.
True.
I am like the DC universe as led by me and Peter Safran will fucking live or die by the movie I fucking make. Superman. That's nuts. That's fucking crazy. And Superman's great. The tone is perfect. The casting is fucking excellent. David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, you know, everyone in the Justice Gang, you know, bringing in his buddies. He's got his buddies in there. Nathan Fillion's in there. He's fucking hilarious. Eddie Gathegi, Isabella Merced, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. What a great fucking villain.
Sure.
Lex Luthor, man. Fucking unhinged, crazy, but compelling. And, you know, it is bright and joyful, but dark at times, but very emotional at times and raw at times. And it's just, I don't know, like so much out of it that like it's whiplash in some ways, but that's kind of the James Gunn way, is just like taking you all over the map and like you feel anything. And then, you know, by the time, spoilers, like at the end, you know, you hear, well, I think that was at the very end. I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. You know, and he's seeing he's seeing Ma and Pa Kent, you know, on the screen.
Oh,
like,
Ma and Pa Kent,
dude, fuck you, man. Like it just fucking seeps in and it hits you in all those right ways, and like it's good. It's got action. It's got heart. It's got you know, Crypto the super dog, you know, and stuff. Color, yeah, has color. Definitely has fucking color. Fortresses of Solitude, just one.
Gary.
Gary the robot. Man, it's good. It's good. It's like it's peak superhero for this year, but I think it's a bit more than that. I just think it really fucking, I don't know, just I don't know, it hit me in the right ways. So I'll stop rambling. The beer has hit me. Number 4. What's your number 4?
Number 4 for me is, I need to pull up my notes again. Number 4 for me is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Oh my goodness! Look at this.
If I had legs, I'd kick you.
We're diverging because I haven't seen that. So, all right.
If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You is a. So I have some friends that have. So the premise of this movie is that there's a mom. The husband is not present. He's out working. And she's having to deal with all this shit. Like the movie opens up with her ceiling caving in from a water leak, right? And so she's displaced. Her and her child are displaced to like this motel room for the entirety of the movie. The daughter, the child, has like she can't eat food, and so she's having to deal with that. If the child doesn't like gain enough weight by this date, then all this shit happens. She's a therapist and she's having to deal with like meeting her clients at the same time. She's got all this other shit going on. She's meeting with a therapist that she works with, which is Conan O'Brien, and he doesn't give a shit. And she's just one thing after another. This poor woman is just like dealt another fucking
going
thing.
Through some shit.
Yes, she's going through some shit, one thing after another. It's funny. At the same time, like I read one thing online that is like torture porn, watching somebody just like struggle at like thing after thing. But like just I don't know. You just like you can identify the struggle. You know, you can identify and you can kind of see like she's not the best person, you know, but at the same time she's not like she's going like one day after another, like one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just felt like I get your struggle, man. You know, it fucking sucks. And I don't know. Just felt like a real movie, and I thought it was funny, and I thought her performance was stellar. That she fucking crushed her performance. And I tell you what, I really like the way that this movie was shot, like the anxiety and the isolation that she feels. Like she feels completely alone. You know, nobody like she just wants a little bit of fucking help, and nobody's fucking helping her the whole movie. And she's just like reaching out for a lifeline, and nobody's there. And the way that this movie's shot, like you never see the daughter until the end of the movie. Like there's full diet. Like she's riding in the car with her daughter, and the camera never shifts to her daughter. It's always zoomed in on Rose Byrne's face. Like, and it's there's this super heavy sense of anxiety and isolation the entire time this movie is like shot. And it adds to like the just like this like the overwhelming pressure that this woman feels on a daily basis. And it's just, I don't know, it's like really moving. And like I said, it's a really good fucking movie. I really enjoyed it. Really liked it. So number 4 for me.
All right.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 is K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's a good one.
It's so good. I know I've talked about it a lot, so I will try to keep this commentary to a minimum right now. But if you didn't pay attention earlier, best animated film, I don't watch kids shit. Hey, it is for kids. Great. Kids are going to love it. It's very catchy. It's got some great songs in it, but it is fucking heartfelt. I think that's the thing I will harp on again is how like surprisingly complex and like emotional this movie was. And it's so funny. It's, and there's so much to like about it, but to me, the emotional core of it is really what got to me. Like this, I think there's probably 2 movies in my top 5 that, if I recall, got me a little choked up, like, at a minimum.
Okay.
And
K-pop's one
I
of
think
them,
even,
huh?
even my number one, I will say, preview of coming attractions. I don't know if it necessarily gets me choked up in the same way that some of the other movies that I'm going to talk about did. But K-pop got me. I think it's just that sort of like, the otherness that Rumi feels, because of what's going on with her, we'll say, to speak very vaguely. Like it's fucking, it's hard hitting, and it's just like, I don't know, like this, will my friends accept me if they know who I really am, and what I really am is really, I don't know. It's really good, and I know we're getting more of it. And I'm excited to see more of this. I think this was such a out of nowhere, as I said, most surprising, best animated, blah blah blah. Like it just, oh man, it's just all of it was just so good for me. And I am a stan, as I've said. I will repeat that. I am a stan at this point. I'm fucking here for more. Give me a sequel. Give me some video games. Give me whatever, man. It's good. It's really good. The movie itself is good. The music is good. I know, I will say it again. I'm gonna repeat myself for the however many time. I know it's called K-pop Demon Hunters, and I know it's hard to convince yourself that I'm being serious right now. I understand. I get it. I truly understand that it is kind of incredulous to like, is this a bit? If you haven't joined the party yet, you are missing the party. There is a party. You're doing yourself. It's right. On Netflix. It's on Netflix. Everyone has Netflix or has Netflix, access to Netflix. Like, just give it a go. I think you'll be genuinely surprised. I haven't met anyone that's like not liked this movie, like maybe not everyone's like fucking super fan in the way that I've become, and I'm not obsessed, necessarily. I'm not on the subreddits or whatever, posting about it every day, or, retweeting GIFs of, see, I couldn't even name the other members of Huntrix off the top of my head. That's how I can say I'm not like the fucking obsessed. But Rumi, I almost said Mira, and I thought I was gonna fuck it up. Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. So I probably actually would have gotten it right. But either way, there are more super fans of this than me. But this is a really good movie. You should check it out. Don't just give it a pass because of the name. I promise you will find something in it to like. So on to number three. What you got?
Hamnet.
Ooh, okay. All right. I have seen that movie, so finally I have something that
Hamnet's, it's, I've said a lot about it, and I've said that I've kind of felt like an idiot at one point, and I'll just elaborate on that. One of the most emotional points of this movie, it
was like the third act sort of thing.
Yeah, third act. Of? Yeah, where like
Hamlet.
Yeah, where she goes to London and the family experiences the hardship of the loss, and she's pushed him away at this point, and she comes and she experiences Hamlet. And at the beginning, she like starts to reject it a little bit.
She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, exactly. But by the end of it, she starts to understand. But what's interesting for me is like I really struggled to comprehend what was being said the entire performance of Hamlet. But I understood the symbology of like who he was, and like, you know what I'm saying? I could see it, and I could feel the performances, and I could feel what they were saying. But they're speaking in like Shakespearean English, and I don't understand. I have to sit there and kind of read that shit over and over and over again in order to kind of comprehend it. But
it's not imperative that you understand every line, every word of dialogue. Right. It's really about the feeling of the scene, the emotionality of the scene, and as long as you can pull that out of it, then you're kind of getting what the
man. And that was like the most emotional part of the movie for me. Like, it was just everybody was like a shell of themselves after the loss of her husband, after the loss of the kid, and he's a ghost, and dude. It just fucking, just rocked me to the core. Like, Oh,
This I'll just say this is my number 3 as well. Hamnet was my number 3, so I'm just going to join the conversation, join the party here, and say this is one of the movies like K-pop that got me weepy. Like certainly the moment that
that was rough. That was
a
hard.
loss happens. We'll say spoilers, but not spoilers. It's whatever. That in like just such a raw. That's a raw moment, and it's just like, how could you not feel something there? But I do agree with you that third act, sort of, the understanding, like that moment of recognition of, oh, we're grieving in our own ways, and like obviously, like I can still, have some issues with certain ways that you've handled this situation and left me to deal with things more or less on my own. But there's this recognition, this understanding, and it was really powerful. And that, like, I fucking cried twice in this movie in a fucking movie theater. I saw this in a theater, and it was
rough, dude.
That initial moment, that's coming, and I almost kind of felt like I was like ready for that. Like I thought this movie was going to fucking annihilate me. And like when the thing happens, it's like, I knew it was happening. It kind of almost came about in a way that I didn't expect. And that was interesting and kind of, a little bit different, but like I kind of knew it was coming. And it really was that payoff to everything that happens after that, like got me more unexpectedly emotional. Like I almost kind of thought the heavy part of the movie was kind of done at that point. And everything else was, about, finding each other. And in a way it is, like it is kind of that, but in a very unexpected, but still very moving sort of way.
Finding each other after the loss is
it's a deep movie. It's a very emotional, I don't know, just a really powerful movie, very powerful movie.
Yeah. And there's a spot in the movie where like he's going to London and he's talking to his boy, and the boy leaves, like they're talking like around the corner, like they're hopping around the corner, like hey bye, and he's like saying bye, and they're trying to walk away from each other, and the boy leaves first. There's a lot of fleeting moments with the boy.
Right. Yeah.
While he's present, it's just like foreshadowing what's going to happen. It's just it's a expert class movie. Like it's just.
Hey, we're in the top 5 now. We're at the top 3. We're in tour de force territory.
Tour de force.
I think here on out.
Hamnet's tour de force for sure. Hit me in all sorts of ways. I was a wreck watching this whole movie. But like. Like you said, it's more than just the loss. The loss is like one facet of the movie.
I think the movie shines because it is much more than just that. That's the one thing going in. That's the fixed point. It's the everything else that I think it's really
it's the blossoming of the relationship, and then it's the falling out, and then it's the because of the loss, and then it's the rediscovery of each other. It's
beautiful, man. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie.
But actually, it's very fucking beautiful, man.
Number 2. What's your number 2?
Numero dos. You want me to go? That's fine. I can go. I went with Frankenstein.
Same.
Number 2.
Same number 2.
Same. Well, we might have the same number 1 then, but let's talk about number 2 then. Frankenstein, or as I like to call it, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
That's what it should be called. Yeah.
What the fuck it should be called. It's an incredible movie. I mean,
best version of Frankenstein that I know of. I like this version.
No,
That's my
can't disagree there. And again, it is del Toro's twist on it. I think still faithful and honoring the original, but adding a little bit of a del Toro slant to it. And that's, to me, that's almost like what sells it. Is it's not just I've made the perfect adaptation of Mary Shelley's novel. It's I'm Guillermo del Toro I make fucking Guillermo del Toro movies, and I've made a Guillermo del Toro version of Frankenstein. I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds fucking cool.
right.
And it's really, and it's also beautiful. You know, I don't think this brought me to Waterworks in the way that a Hamnet did, but it's a really compelling and interesting story. And like, you know, like Oscar Isaac is really good and like just kind of just an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for sure, he's terrible.
You know, like
terrible
kind of
fucking person.
just yeah. And Jacob Elordi is this sort of revelation as the creature, as Frankenstein's monster, and the two of them are really dynamic, you know, paired off with each other. Mia Goth, with or without eyebrows, I think is good here. Christoph Waltz is compelling. I say with or without eyebrows because it depends on which character she's playing at which part of the movie.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. Yeah, just top to bottom, beautiful movie. And the Lars Mikkelsen stuff, I really, really liked that aspect of it too. You know, the North Pole and like the sailors who were kind of trapped and then kind of in the middle of this sort of fucking shit with with Frankenstein and his creation.
Yeah.
That was all really interesting. Like, in, you know, to see the perspectives. You know, I don't know. It's a special treat when you get a Del Toro movie. And this was no exception. You know what I mean? Just a really compelling, beautiful, you know, rendition of a classic story. You know, the way that Pinocchio was a rendition of a classic story. It's Del Toro putting his stamp on something that, yeah, you've seen before and you know the story, but you're going to see a little bit of a different version of it when Del Toro, you know, gets the opportunity to give you something a little bit different. And I think that's what this movie was for me, was just another classic Del Toro, you know, version of a really classic story that has been timeless for many reasons. So yeah, it's your number two. Why?
Yeah, same thing. You know, I think it's really interesting. You can some of the, I mean, like Victor Frankenstein and William Shakespeare, I think share some similar qualities. You know,
that's true. That's a very valid comparison to make. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's interesting to watch. I don't know. It's just an interesting through line.
Good point.
Just people letting the people closest to them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, because they don't know any better, you know, in a sort of way. Like they're you know they're kind of too fucked up for their own good, and for, you know, like it's not that they're bad people. I mean,
they're just
Victor
products.
Maybe more so. You know, was just like because of his dad and stuff. Yeah, no, like for sure. Like they have their own problems, and they just don't have the best coping mechanisms necessarily, or the best coping strategies, and it's just know. You know, it's really about how they navigate their circumstances. It's a really interesting comparison. It's very, very interesting. No, it's a fascinating juxtaposition of these two very, very different movies. But no, you know, there is an interesting overlap there.
And then, you know, you get to the end of it, and I feel like the realization is, well, I mean, maybe less so, you know, because Victor Frankenstein comes to the realization that he's been a particular way, you know, at the end, whereas, you know, William Shakespeare is happy to see the recognition that his wife sees him and what he's like. You know, I feel like he gets seen at the end of the movie, which is awesome. But anyways, Frankenstein is an incredible movie. I think it's a total production. Like it's the scale of Frankenstein, I think, is what's so impressive about it. Seems like everybody's on board, and it's a big movie. It's a big movie. Even though it's like, it's not a big movie, but it is a big movie. I don't know if that makes any sense. That probably doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense to me while I'm saying it. It's, I don't know. It's very compelling. and it's a fairy tale-ish, and like you said, it's a beautiful rendition of a timeless classic, you know, and he made Mary Shelley's Frankenstein his own in a major way, and I think it's going to be a, you know, in high school I did a project on. I can't remember exactly what the project was on, but I remember pulling snippets and like scenes from the original Frankenstein. You know, and it's just because it was a classic. I think that's going to be that people are going to pull from this one. You know what I mean? It's just a very special movie and very, very awesome retelling of a classic. Like you said, yeah, I couldn't have said it better than what you said. So, yeah, number 2 for that reason.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Well, I was going to say, hopefully we get a Criterion version of Frankenstein, so it's not trapped on Netflix. True. I'll just put that into the world. Number 1. I think we may be on the same track for number 1 as we have been with number 3 and number 2. But do we want to? Should we say at the same time? I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, see if we can come in. All right. 2, 3. Sinners. Okay. All right. It sounded like it was like drunk slow-mo because we were trying to sync our things. Sinners.
Sinners, man. Sinners. Sinners is number 1 of the year. What a fucking movie Sinners is.
What a fucking movie.
Is this the second year in a row I gave it to a vampire movie? Did I give it to a vampire movie last year?
You know, I actually don't remember. It was either that or Dune. It was either Nosferatu. It was probably Dune. Probably Dune actually ultimately got number 1. It's hard to displace Dune. But Dune Part 2 especially.
Dune Part 2. Holy shit. We don't need to talk about Dune Part 2.
We'll talk about Dune Part 3 next episode.
Nosferatu, bro. And Sinners. We got vampire movies 2 years in a row.
Some great representation for the vampire genre. We are eating good, drinking blood good. Is that the way to do it? Sinners is incredible, and it's just I think it is really the synthesis of every aspect of what makes a movie good. Stellar cast, great performances from all of them, great direction, really interesting production design, kind of a different, you know, period and setting than we see frequently, I would say. Yeah. And I think the thing that makes Sinners work is the music. Yeah. Like, I mean, all of it would work without the music, but I think that's what puts it over the top.
The score and the soundtrack, right?
The score and the soundtrack, it's both. It really is both in tandem. That make this just such a work of art that is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Oh, and the cinematography too. And like the timing, the way it's edited, like it's all the things. It's all the things.
It is a complete package of just everything you want in a film, just kind of coalescing in the perfect sort of way. But for me, I do think about the music as kind of like the shining, like the beacon, you know, almost that brings it from point A to point B to point C to point D, and like it would work without the music, but it is just kind of the thing that like makes it all gel so much. And like, you know, especially, this is light spoiler, but like whatever, you know, that scene where it's like Sammy, Preacher Boy Sammy's playing, and his playing is so good that like you start seeing the fucking people from all the different timelines from the future popping up,
and the frame starts to open up.
And then
the beat starts coming in.
And you're getting like kind of like a trap beat coming in, you know, and it's like,
it's good.
Oh my God, what the fuck is this? And the first time, I wish I could bottle, you know, like the first time that you
Did you like laugh in the movie theater when you watched it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, it's, you know, like you can't replicate that feeling, you know, like the second time and third time at least that I watched it, because Ann and I did recently when they did the IMAX re-release of it. We didn't do 70 millimeter or anything, but we did do the IMAX re-release, and it was just as good. and like months on, it was just as good. But that first time, you know, that you experience it, and you're just like, oh fuck, this movie's going for it.
Yeah.
Like, that scene alone is just like such a fucking, like, I don't know, like, holy shit, like what, huh, what's happening, you know, sort of moment. And there's so much else in that movie, like, but it's such a that's such a bold moment. That's a fucking bold thing to do, you know, like, that's so fucking crazy.
The story
to
opens
do.
up figuratively and literally with the frame. You know what I mean? As that music
I
steps,
can't think of anything else like that like
no.
just goes for it in such a fucking like meteoric way. Like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
That one moment is incredible.
And everything else is good too. I'm not trying to undersell anything else, but it's that moment
though in the bar.
It's like the audacity to go for it there, even when knowing that like everything else is like fucking incredible. But it's just like, I am going to reach for the fucking stars, and
it's really interesting too, because that one moment in that movie was like, that stuff doesn't appear much. I don't think it appears any other time in the movie.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's like a pocket.
It's really contained to that one sequence. It's not like this whole movie is about like the past and present of music, you know, converging, you know, in one particular moment, and like we're causing ripples in time and
none of that
and shit. Like, no, it's just like
one moment.
The only
in time.
way to portray the artistry of how fucking like brilliant this musician is to like it's not even breaking the fourth wall, but it's like something along those lines. Like, there's probably some sort of, you know, trope sort of thing that you could assign to it of I guess it's anachronisms in a way, like, sort of, but it's like no one's experiencing it like that. I don't think necessarily in the moment, but like, except for us as an audience, you know, to be like,
well, those characters are like, or maybe the people dancing in the bar.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? The people dancing within the bar and the vampires outside are wanting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It's such a fucking bold choice.
Seismic. I mean, it's a seismic part of the, like, it's
like it's like a metaphor that I could try to come up with, and I'm fucking failing miserably. It's a Hail Mary. It's a fucking I don't know. Like, I don't know, but it's not even that, because it's like I don't know. It's not even a Hail Mary. It's just like a fucking well executed route, you know, just like you fucking burn the defender, and it's just like, holy shit, why doesn't everyone do this every fucking time? And it's just because only the people that did this are capable of that.
Yeah.
Like, you need the quarterback that can fucking throw it, you know, like throw a fucking dime.
It's a Kugler. It's a Kuglerism, because
break the cornerback's ankles. Like,
he did.
I don't know.
He did it with Black Panther. Dude,
totally.
The dude can own.
You need the right personnel, you know, is really what it comes down to. You need a Kugler, you know. Dude's on another fucking plane, man. You know, truly.
He is. And Sinners.
And this movie is
incredible movie. That sequence where they're dancing in the, like, I feel like it's after it, you know.
Well, we're like, you know, some of them have been converted maybe, and then, you know, we're on the rocky road to Double N.
Yeah, just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's like the hive mind. It's like the same thing. I don't know, man. It's just a fucking awesome.
And that's another one where it goes to the IMAX full frame, and it's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that was elation in the theater. Like, I feel like the fucking other scene was just like, oh my god, I'm shook. I am fucking shook.
Well, yeah, what is this?
And yeah, I'm like, what is this fucking? What the fuck is happening? And then that was just like, oh, you know, like just fucking elation.
They're over there fucking river dancing, you know.
And like, I tell you what, like, there's like every fucking scene in this, and like, I remember, like, I feel like the first teaser we got, and this is not, I'm not spoiling anything, but, you know, whatever. Some KKK members got, so, you know, fuck them. The first teaser we got was like one of the Smokestack twins, I forget which one, with the Tommy gun. You see him, like, you know, pumping the Tommy gun. I remember that being like an iconic fucking thing. And like, you know, we watch 2 hours of this movie and that hasn't happened. I'm like, oh, maybe they changed this movie. And then it happens and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
There's so much left to there's so much to this movie that I forgot about that, like, you know, from the marketing. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's going there. And I'm like, oh, what a perfect place for it to go.
Awesome movie.
It's so good. It really is. You know, I
won't watch it again.
I really liked it at the time.
I
think I saw it twice in theaters, and then, like I said, I saw it with the IMAX re-release, and I think maybe October-ish, something like that. So yeah, I've seen it a few times now, and I think that honestly, rewatching it has solidified the pick for me. I mean, I do think that like it's entrenched it, like in a way that like, I don't know. I've been waiting for something to come along that has displaced it. You know, I think certainly, you know, when we watch all the shit that's like nominated and, you know, we get a Hamnet and I'm like, honestly, entered my top 5. Really good, but never really had it. Like, I don't know, still didn't quite have the sort of like impact needed.
No,
to,
you know, and I
like,
feel like
fully rock the boat. And nothing's really happened. Like, you know, I've, you know, so like one battle after another, I thought maybe could be it.
Sinners is
wasn't.
Sinners is a Dune-like movie, dude.
Pretty much. I totally agree. It's just kind of just like
different genre,
like,
different thing.
Like, I mean, I've compared to last year, like Sinners is the Dune and Frankenstein is the Nosferatu. It really does kind of feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like kind of the easy 1-2 punch. And I think, I can't remember exactly what my number 3 was last year, but Hamnet's kind of the one, like the number 3 punch. Like, we got a 1-2-3 punch this year, I would say.
For
like,
sure.
I think Hamnet deserves to, like, and I love K-pop and I love Superman.
And I won't be
top 5
watching
for a reason.
Hamnet anytime soon. But I could watch Sinners probably once a year.
I could watch Sinners once a year.
I could watch Dune once a year.
Once a year. I could probably watch Superman probably anytime. I could probably watch K-pop anytime.
That's right.
Hamnet's definitely the exception. Of
right.
Like, no, that's not an every day or every year sort of movie. That's a rougher one. But I could see myself rewatching it. It's not a once in my life, and it's not a Grave of the Fireflies, like, fuck you, I'm never watching that shit again, you know, sort of movie. Like, I think it's really, really, you have to be in the right headspace for it, but I do think that there's
somebody's
so much,
never seen it before, you know, you watch it with them.
I think there's definitely a lot to it, and I think there's probably things that I could get out of a second pass at it, you know, so, but it is not quite the Frankenstein Sinners type experience that, both of those movies presented. I wish I saw fucking Frankenstein in a theater. Fucking Netflix and their bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit. I agree.
But I did see Sinners in a theater 3 times. I've yet to watch Sinners at home, as a matter of fact, although I do own the 4K. So
I've only seen the sequence in the bar at home.
Okay.
Like, I rewatched that one sequence.
That's a good sequence too. That's a good one too. You know, shit hits the fan. Well, I guess that's it, right? That's our top 5.
That's it. Yeah.
We were doing okay to keep it at a reasonable length, and then we got drunk and rambling. What are you getting at? Fuck it. But it's not 7 hours, so we did pretty good there.
No, I feel like
but I will ask.
Good. Yeah.
This is not bad. This is better than years past, I think, overall. Yeah, better.
Got a lot of things to talk about, dude.
A lot of things. There's always lots of things to talk about, and inevitably when you start riding the high, you know, in a sort of way, like, oh, I'm going to talk about my number 3, my number 2, number 1. How can you, like I almost thought, you know, it's like, well, like, one thing I could do to keep this shorter is to, like, just be like, I've already said everything I need to say about this movie. And I'm like, no, I haven't. No, I haven't been holding back. You know, who am I kidding? But we did it. Do you have any final thoughts on 2025 film?
I feel like overall it's been a
pretty
year
good
for
year.
film and television. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2026 is going to be a step up. I think 2026 is going to be a big one.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a
Bold
big
prediction.
one. But
we'll talk about the big ones that we have to look forward to the rest of the year.
Frankenstein, Sinners, and Hamnet are three incredible movies. And I think we have other incredible movies that were like runners up and stuff. Even with television, I think we got really good TV this year too. So
yeah, and on both fronts, probably some things that we we missed,
Never
as we
touched.
talked about.
Yeah, right.
Those particular projects were just like, fuck, I just didn't do it, didn't have time. So still more to explore. If we feel like it, lead up to the Oscars or something maybe. But I feel good. I feel like I didn't do a disservice in terms of like I feel like I watched a good amount of things that I really wanted to watch. You never are going to be able to watch it all. You just never, they're just never going to have enough time for that. But it's really about prioritizing the big ones, so to speak. And so I don't know. I'm hoping to watch a few more. But I feel good about where I ended up with everything for 2025. And I would say a really good year. Definitely some really, really incredible stuff at the top. I don't know. I feel like some years in the past I've been like, I can't even come up with 5 honorable mentions. And I feel like this year I didn't struggle at all. It was more of a struggle to cut it down to even 10. So I would say it's a pretty good year. It was a pretty good year for film and television. Bad year otherwise. But hey, film and television, thumbs up, man. 2 thumbs up, maybe. So before we say goodbye, I am going to leave a little bit of space here in case anyone has submitted a response, submitted a submission, I guess, to the Listener's Corner 2025 edition, in which they have some thoughts about their favorites on TV or film side for 2025. I will leave that space here in case we have some thoughts that we need to plug in.
Hey, Watch Review Repeat. It's Henrique Jaime here, resident Marvel host, chiming in for the end of the year episode. So I honestly did not get to enough things last year, so I'll keep it short, but just wanted to shout out some things in your review and sticking to some of the same categories that you all hit on. Starting off with the most disappointing movie for me was easily Captain America Brave New World. Just honestly, I had to look back at the list of movies that I saw last year, and I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgotten about that. So really kind of wasted. We talked about it, refer back to the episode, but still to this day, I haven't gone back to watch it, and there's no desire to really. It's just kind of a nothing movie, unfortunately. But for most surprising, I hopefully turned you all into K-pop Demon Hunters. And even for me, I'd heard about it and figured it might be something I would like. And I got to it and it was just, so fun. The music is so catchy. And since then, I've listened to the soundtrack I don't know how many times. So I figured it'd be something I would be into, but didn't realize like how big this movie would become and how catchy the music would be. So that was the most surprising movie for me. And keeping with the previous years, the hashtag Gains Award. So this is award to an actor or actress who really, put in the gains, put in the work, showed out. And in a year with a lot of superhero movies and other big spectacles, there was a couple choices that came to mind. So obviously Michael B. Jordan is one of them, and you have 2 of them in Sinners, but I decided not to go with him only because the man's been in shape for a while, between being a superhero, supervillain, and a boxer. He's been at this, okay? So he's been putting in the work, and this wasn't necessarily different. I thought about our new Superman, David Cornsweet, but I think when you think about Superman, you compare him to the last Superman, Henry Cavill, that dude was just huge. So although I really liked David Cornsweet's Superman, I'm going to have to give the hashtag Gains Awards to Lewis Pullman from Thunderbolts or the New Avengers. I don't think, you can compare him to the other 2 nominees, but, from coming from, so the other movies that he's been in, it's not someone that I necessarily would have picked out to be the big strong superhero. But for Century, he must have put in the work because he got ripped for it and it showed. So shout out to Lewis Pullman for the hashtag Gains. And I think in terms of some of the top movies and best movies that I watch, I just wanted to give shout out to a couple of them. So by no means the best movie that I saw, but I know that you two don't get too much into the anime, so I did want to shout out Demon Slayer, The Infinity Castle, Part 1, whatever you want to call it. This is the first of 3 movies to end the Demon Slayer entire series and arc. So this, I think, had incredible animation, some of the best fighting that you'll see. Story-wise, I think solid, but it had plenty of better movies out this year. And I think if you like Demon Slayer, like anime, you probably really enjoy this movie. And this movie made so much money. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more anime movies coming to the US and doing well. I think there's clearly a market for it. So be on the lookout for future big anime movies. But really, top of the top, to me, again, I didn't get to enough movies this year. So hopefully by Oscar and award seasons, which is coming up soon, I'll catch a few more. But I know you already shouted out Sinners, incredible movie, certainly one of the best of the year. But not sure if you all have seen The Secret Agent, O Agente Secreto. So this is a Brazilian film by Kleber Mendoza Filho. And this is set in the 1970s in Recife, Brazil, during the military dictatorship. And really great drama. It follows this character who's really didn't get involved. Like, he's not specifically someone that was fighting the regime at the time, but someone that kind of got involved. And I think when you first watch it, doesn't seem the most impressive, and it can honestly be a little bit frustrating when you think about the ending and getting different answers. But the more I've thought about it and reflected in kind of the structure and the things that it shows, I really like the overall themes and how it executed them throughout the movie, and really depicting fascism and military control really through a more like economic and somewhat capitalistic view, which is different than we've seen in other films, I would think. Certainly some of the ones that I have. So I think it's a different perspective if you've seen a lot of movies, tired of some political movies, and certainly there's no shortage of Brazilian movies about the dictatorship. I think this one is done in a different way. And if you're not familiar with it, I think this is a great movie to see. There's certainly a lot of things that draw parallels to modern day. So I would check out The Secret Agent, and it's nominated for a few awards, which is really exciting. Cheering for it on Oscar Day. So those are a little bit of the things that I've seen in terms of movies, and I gotta clearly get back into it and catch up on some other ones. So I'll get to it. Thanks, guys.
There you have it. So I will say on Anna's behalf, she's probably asleep at this point since we're up pretty late. I won't say how late. She gave me her top 4 for movies. They were very similar to mine. I don't think they were necessarily in order except for number 1, which was Sinners. She's been fucking, gushing about this movie since it came out. She appeared on that podcast, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the episode that we did for Sinners. But I think she mentioned very specifically Hamnet. I think Frankenstein and K-pop. I think we're like rough, or maybe not Frankenstein. I think Hamnet, Superman, K-pop. I think Frankenstein and Wake Up Dead Man. She was hemming and hawing about whether they could be in which one would be number 5. So like our basically loose top 6 is like identical. So, and we had a lot of crossover on TV shows too. I can't remember exactly which ones she talked about, but Andor, Task. Were definitely some that we had some commonalities on. So we watched a lot of the same things, obviously. So that will do it. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please spread the word. We are on Patreon at patreon.com/watchreviewrepeat. And you can get early access to all of our regular episodes on Patreon. You can also get timed exclusive access to any bonus episodes. Don't have anything lined up just yet, but probably once we clear the 2025, 2026 episodes, maybe we can, get some regular episodes under our belt and then figure that sort of business out and plan something for that, so we're not waiting until the end of the year like we did in 2025. Our website's watchreviewrepeat.com. We're on a few socials. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/watchreviewrepeat. We're on Instagram at watchreviewrepeat. We're on Blue Sky, watchreviewrepeat.bsky.social, on YouTube as well. Not sure of the exact URL, but you can do some searching and clicking and find it on our website. Our intro and, skip something. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feedback on this edition of the Year in Review, thoughts on projects coming out in 2026. If you have extra thoughts on things that came out in 2025, your top 5, whatever, we could certainly still do that on a future episode. It doesn't have to be on this one. If you're, want to respond to our picks, agree, disagree, however you feel, let us know. Questions, so send that our way to watchreviewrepeat@gmail.com if you've got something to say. Intro and outro track is Mechanolith by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Next episode is another fun one that we enjoy doing. It's the 2026 A Look Ahead episode, where we talk about
another fun one.
The TV shows coming out in 2026, the films coming out in 2026. Not every single one, so we don't have to record for 23 hours.
There's only really one for...
There's a big movie. We've talked about it. It's come up a few times already in the past few episodes. I don't know if it's come up on this one, though, actually, technically speaking.
Odyssey is coming.
We will talk about that and many, many more things on our next episode. So for now, we will leave it there and say thank you for hanging out with us for not quite 7 hours, but many hours nonetheless. And we will catch you on our next episode.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Laters on the Menjay.